Mr. Simmons, please proceed to gate 5.
Alright. So, welcome everyone to session 0 of our new game.
Yeah.
Starting.
Hang on,
Starting.
let's do the wave. 3, 2, 1. Okay, fuck you guys.
I just crossed my arms and waited.
Well, I did put my hands up.
We have started this game the way it will end, with incoherent screaming.
Pretty much, yeah.
And everything in the middle.
Yes.
I mean, with me running the game, screaming will definitely be part of it. Yeah.
I had a friend just now ask, what classes are there in 3.5? Oh boy, are they in for a treat. Well, it's basically 3.5. It's Pathfinder, but still, the same rule applies. That's like 25 classes.
He asked what now? What classes? Oh my god.
Tell him all.
Are in Pathfinder.
Well, no, Pathfinder is actually a lot more restricted than 3.5.
Yeah.
Unless you're mixing the two. 3.5 has a lot more than 25 classes.
Okay, so they wanted to know what ones were allowed, and I'm like, all of them. I will allow 3.5 too, because it's so easy to convert over. It's very minor changes.
You know why it is, right?
Because it's 3.5. It's 3.5 plus.
It's literally the design team from 3.5 left and made a game that was exactly the same. It's a complete ripoff.
Yeah, but it's great. No, that's... They're both very good. I can't knock either of them. I like both.
Of course you can.
I mean, I can, but I won't.
I just can't help but look at Pathfinder as a generic clone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Check your cameras.
Sorry, I'm struggling. I swallowed too hard.
That's what she said.
You got to it before I did, Madman. Okay, so
That hurt.
now that the insulting people is somewhat out of the way for the moment.
It's never out of the way.
Casey,
Don't lie to me.
Before we go on, can you delete my Vorgos sheet? I have 2 character sheets. I only want 1.
Oh.
Why do you have 2 character sheets?
I don't know. You gave me one and then you gave me one other.
Hold on, who's missing a sheet then?
I have mine. Jamie, maybe?
That's mine at least.
Oh.
Seeger's missing a sheet.
A cheat sheet. A cheat sheet.
Seeger's missing a sheet?
Your face is missing a sheet.
You haven't had a sheet this entire time?
Well, you might have been waiting till now to really work on it. So we didn't really talk about this.
Jamie, if you're talking, we don't know.
Okay, well, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to give the Vorgaz sheet to Seeger.
Yep. Sounds like a plan.
And Jamie, you don't have a sheet either, do you?
Nope, I don't. I checked the other night.
Well, why didn't you tell me that the other night then?
Jeez,
I assumed there was a reason for it. Now I know the reason.
There is none. That's the reason.
You tell me these things.
Casey, why would I question you? You would just say something stupid like, "Oh, but you don't need a sheet to play this game, Jamie. You have a vagina."
This
no,
Jame
you're a
gaming?
woman.
this Jame gaming?
She nailed you on the head there, Casey.
What are you trying to say here?
That I think Jamie is learning your humor a little too well.
Let's be honest, my humor's not hard to learn.
No, that's also true. I just didn't want to say that.
I mean, I'm
You're the DM. You can kill me, and I can't kill you.
Yeah, I'm fairly straightforward with my humor. It's not in any way complex.
This is a very one-sided relationship, Casey.
It is, yeah.
I love that name so much that just popped up. I might keep it.
What, Sticks?
You're kidding.
No, I'm not Sticks.
Oh, the random name you got?
Yeah.
Eogkri Hikio?
No, I'm just gonna keep it as EO. I just like EO. This EO.
Oh my god, I found my character.
Oh, art-wise?
Yeah,
And the
that's it.
boy.
That's my room of my guy.
I'm just gonna skip all
I've
the
used that
conversation.
in the campaign artwork.
Hey!
Have you?
Something's going in my art folder.
Yeah, I
I have a dwarf like that. Hold on.
Sorry, Casey, you can't use that anymore. That's me.
Page 14.
Yeah.
In the campaign document,
Okay.
there he is.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh, this is awkward.
I had
And then-
I had that as the Bard College of Psychers.
Rip off.
The Skald.
Oh, I'm never gonna hear the end of this. I have to find another character sheet then.
I'm gonna be unique, man.
Share. Hold on, Kim, I might have you. Hold on.
Take
What about this?
I'm gonna laugh if you
Artif-
show me another piece of art that I've got.
I hope you don't have that one. I've had that one for a while.
No, that is a good one though, and I have not used that one.
Which one?
Because I just linked it. Because he's ambiguous enough. He could be a dwarf or a human.
Actually, that fits me really well. Believe it or not.
When I said I had one just like it, I'm in it.
I'm gonna
But I am
keep that
taking-
on. I'm gonna keep that on the side just in case.
I might have some more, but I think that's really the only one like that I had.
I liked your picture, but since I'm not the one that found it, I'm going to look for another one.
Yes.
Yep,
No, it's like that because
It's
you
a
all
matter
gonna,
of principle.
yeah, and you're all gonna call me copycat. So I'm like, nope, ain't gonna happen.
Oh, you can't
So I'll
find
still-
your own pics? Sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Punk ass bitch.
It's usually how it goes. Yeah, so
You
we've
punk-ass bitch.
been through this
Say-
a couple of times before.
I have another that kind of fits this thing, but it's probably not what you're looking for. Because you're wanting the double axe. Oh, technically this guy has a double axe. Double axe.
Don't need to have a double axe. Can be a sword, but I need to find something that fits my style. Because he needs to be Viking-y with runes covered on him, but he also needs to have that pose where it's a bit honorable.
A bit what?
Honorable.
I linked another one you might like then. It's not quite like the others, but hey.
My man's like, honorable? What's honorable?
No.
This word. What does it mean?
What level
This
are we
level-
starting at?
3.
3?
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and let you
I'm
start at the same
basically
level
just-
as the group. I was gonna say 2 for you, but
I'm just gonna say the next dwarf. I'm doing this. I'm dibs on this one. So yeah.
That face has been photoshopped onto that art.
That's an old picture there, Batman. Seen it quite a few times.
Yes, but
that's
it's
a
great.
Warhammer orc. I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Dwarf.
It's a badass picture though.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
It's a good one, yeah. Can't
I like
really-
that last one.
I've called dibs for eternity. So tough shit, guys.
I'm already saving it to my folder.
It's fine. It's fine. I don't care. Look at me. I don't care.
Because fuck you, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
So how will this work? This.
well, see, you roll the dice and then you do the thing.
But I mean, like practically.
But and then we all make sanity saves and the game's over.
No. Sanity saves are just the beginning.
The rest of the game takes place in a broken in our broken brains.
It was all just
Oh.
a dream.
Dreams
The
can
game
so easily become nightmares.
The game starts with us lobotomized, and the rest of the campaign is just a fever dream.
I've done that in a game before.
There's a movie that's done that. And I liked the movie, but it wasn't great. But I liked the idea a lot.
Yeah, I have done that before.
It's a fun way to do it.
I don't think anyone here actually played in the hybrid D&D cyberpunk game that I ran a few years ago.
No.
I ran a
Okay.
game basically where the group was... they had cyberpunk characters, but then every time their cyberpunk characters went to sleep, they woke up in a shared dream, which was D&D.
Oh, right, you told us about this, and it sounds super weird.
Yeah, it was...
And we went, yeah, let's do that sometimes.
That does sound fun. I will be honest. That sounds
and
very
so they were
fun.
basically alternating between cyberpunk and D&D, and they were getting some clues to the puzzle that they were trying to solve in each world.
Missing. Haha, there he is. This guy looks evil as fuck.
Alright, so we should all have our basic character ideas done.
Yeah.
I noticed that some characters have names already and some do not.
Um,
I may have went overboard. I got real excited for this character.
Unless Last Madman is your character's name.
I mean,
He was a shaman.
I am thinking that he will be a bit of a rage mage.
Testing.
Hey, that sounds better.
Hey!
Okay.
Hey,
Can you guys
Good
hear
audio.
yourselves? Is there echo?
no
No.
echo. That's great,
Oh, that
man.
sounds good.
Really? There's no echo from this.
Nope.
No.
It's
No.
literally like
Yeah, I know.
less
It's
than a
great,
foot
right?
away.
Yeah.
Nope,
Interesting.
it's
like
great.
aimed at me. Anyway, whatever. I'm not gonna complain. If I move too much, it may mess up the mic, though. So
So,
We will let you know.
who the fuck
Don't
knows?
Move.
bring a bottle to pee in, and we'll
Yeah.
just sit
Get your
Might
cat
as
catheter
well
ready.
and ruin Casey's. Casey, do you have your thing set up?
Yeah, but you can do it. I've actually got it set now where it doesn't take me long to fix.
Oh, okay,
That's
cool.
good.
Nice.
Yeah, I've developed my system a bit better now.
Good enough. Yeah. Nice. Okay. So.
Alright, everyone is now here.
Yeah. We haven't had this many names in a in a game in a long time.
No, we have not.
Oh shit, there's a lot of cameras.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kim, Doc, pressure's on you.
Yeah.
You look like shit.
Set up.
So
So,
That's
dude,
nothing
look
new.
at me.
Have you seen what I wear to every single session?
Yes,
Have
same
you seen
thing.
Kate stand up? Like,
What the hell, Jamie? What was that? coming out of nowhere.
That was a low blow, Jamie.
Wow. Wow.
You guys don't want to see me stand up. Half the times I don't have pants on.
That was reactionary.
have you seen Kate?
Yeah, I don't care.
I am just trying to get back into this because I've mostly been caught up on trying to think of like an idea for the character and trying to just make this world make sense to myself, which I have done. I'm all good with that now.
Brilliant.
But,
Yeah.
So just
I like that we all had tons of barbarian art, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've all like been looking at this for like 3 weeks now. So
No,
Oh, no,
I
I-
just
I
had
have-
this art already. I haven't been looking at all.
I
just had it.
I'm
Typed
just
in
currently being
Pinterest, barbarian axe, and that's what showed up.
I'm just currently being confused by the fact that we have, a bunch of players and a towel in the game.
That towel's gonna strangle us all. I just know it. That towel will betray us.
Could you guys like maybe find one with like a bone weapon?
Bone weapon?
Is that possible? Or a spear? I mean, sorry, spears mainly.
Oh, you want spears?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
can find. Or do you want a glaive? Because the glaive will look different.
Seeger, we were supposed to wait with the equipment because shit's
Shit's gonna
is
happen.
rare.
If you have an idea for art that has a specific weapon, and even if you're not going to start with that specifically, if you're going to work towards it, that's fine. you will have a fairly good chance of starting with weapons that you want. It's just going to be that you're not going to have full
That's the
selection
only
of
weapon you have for the game.
all.
Oh no, I'm not expecting to start. I'm just talking like the aesthetically with a spear. Yeah, like what he just put. Like, what Doc linked was really good, but I just like want a spear. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, a spear is a good weapon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I'll also go for spears because I don't have martial.
I have some good lady art of female barbarians with spears, but
Yes, please.
Okay.
well, I have two of
said
those.
I have some good lady art.
Yeah, you might want to clarify what art that is.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Jamie. I'll send that to you in the PMs. You'll be fine.
Let's go. Send porn, sure.
Not
You know
that one.
those
That
two
was-
do that all the time anyway. That's nothing.
Yeah, true.
You joke, but
You
Oh,
joke.
no, I'm not joking. I pretty much know it.
Yeah, something like that, dog. Like, I love that. Thanks. It's really cool.
Yes.
Jamie. This is my favorite one I have, Jamie.
I don't think we want to know about that.
It's going in the main chat. It's my I think I have another one though. Let me look. That one's a half orc. I thought I had another.
This one
and-
has both a wolf and a Hellfrost spear.
Ooh.
Ooh.
But it's a female.
Jamie.
Yes.
And that is most certainly a Chaos Wolf.
I like it though, and I want it.
Do you want a Chaos Tainted Wolf?
Yes, please.
He turns on you and rips you to shreds.
Mhm.
Cool.
Perfect.
Aw, Cuddles, he likes me.
I mean, isn't Fenrir chaos tainted?
No?
Say he's chaos tainted. He's got like glowing green eyes and shit.
I don't have another good
Not
lady
really.
barbarian.
Yeah. So
The natives.
how
he's good.
so how are we doing this thing?
Well, before we do the equipment thing,
No, not that, but the whole.
Yeah, I
everything.
want to have everyone go through and introduce their characters.
Oh fuck. See you guys next week. Fucking hell.
So, you guys tell me, do we want to start with the Fenrisians or with the survivors?
Survivors.
Survivors, okay.
Because I don't know much about your character anyway.
Do you want to start with the big bombshell?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's start with the problem in the room right to start.
Okay. Let's address the elephant in the room. Okay.
I don't even know this yet. No.
If there's any character in the group that's going to be a problem, dox it.
Yes.
Already know.
You're
I know
warlock,
that.
aren't you? Fucking
so
warlock.
no, I am not a warlock. I am in fact a wizard. I have not been lying to you. I am in fact. Well, I'm technically a human.
And therein lies the problem.
Shit.
So here's the deal. Have you guys all read the history of the Thousand Sons and the Star Wolves?
Yeah. I mean, are we
No.
talking?
No.
Okay, so to sum it up nicely, basically, the Thousand Sons and the Star Wolves have an enmity towards each other because the Star Wolves were told by the Allfather to go and kill the Thousand Sons.
Let me back it up just a second, Doc, and
Okay.
just take it a little bit different path. So, to begin, understand that the Allfather has 20 sons, of which Russ, the god of the gods of Fenris.
Suns.
What do you
I
say?
thought you meant like burning suns. You mean like boy suns?
Yes. Yeah. Russ.
Oh, that makes so much more sense now.
So
Wow.
Russ is the god of the gods of Fenris, but his father is the Allfather. Magnus is another of the Allfather's sons, i.e., Russ's brother. Whereas Russ became the Lord of Fenris and the Star Wolves, Magnus became the Lord of another world, and his people were called the Thousand Sons. Now, by the histories that you are told on Fenris, the Thousand Sons were among the most gifted of sorceress practitioners ever to have lived. Of course, you're also told that sorcery is given by the realms of chaos, and that it is a corrupting influence. And it is said that the Thousand Sons became corrupted by the power of chaos. And that Russ and his Star Wolves, who are the gods of Fenris, were sent to bring down the Allfather's justice on the Thousand Sons, to wipe their corruption from the face of reality. Make sense?
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right. Back over to you now,
I'm-
Doc.
I'm playing a Thousand Sun.
Okay. So
you are actually one of the deities, or very
So-
related to them.
I am playing a fallen divine.
He's playing
basically-
someone who was one of them, who
Mm-hmm.
fell rather than be corrupted.
Correct.
So you made a good choice in the eyes of nobility, or like a tribesman.
Assuming that it is believed that he is an uncorrupted Thousand Son, then that would be a very good choice. Yes, it would make him unique among his people.
And just to clarify a few things here,
Mhm.
if the Star Wolves, let's say, would know about him being a Thousand Son, they would kill him, even though he's fallen,
Well,
technically.
the Star Wolves' mandate was to wipe out the corruption within the Thousand Sons,
Okay.
which was taken
So
quite
there's a loophole.
literally in that they wiped out the Thousand Sons.
Okay.
Now, whether or not an uncorrupted Thousand Son was ever even thought of in the equation has never really come up in any of the teachings that you've been given.
Okay.
Now, Taylor, your character's view on Doc's character, of course, is going to be very different, because your character is largely oblivious to the whole wolves and sons and all of that kind of thing. What you know is that you have been serving on a ship with him for the past 3 or 4 years, that he has been the ship's pilot, and that he is very good at what he does.
So all I know is he's just a good pilot.
You know that he is a wizard who has a very odd affectation for wearing plate mail. Which is,
Plate.
Which is
Full plate.
full
You
plate.
keep
Sorry,
saying
yeah.
plate mail, but
Sorry,
full plate.
Full plate, yeah.
No, plate armor in 5e is full plate. That's just what's called in
Yes.
5e.
Yes.
But yeah, full plate. Which is unusual. But that he is, from what you can see, a trustworthy person and a very good pilot.
Not better than Thrall, but sure.
He's always better than Frolly. He's not a dirty dwarf.
So,
Okay, now I gotta kill you.
is there anything else that you want to add to your character there, Doc? As far as things that would be...
Seeing as how you basically told everybody this, what I was going to say.
Okay. Well, I was just clarifying the history side of things.
Right. Basically, my character to be frank, he has taken the whole, the fact that the characters, that his brothers, basically, have gone to what is essentially the dark side to heart. He takes that as a personal mistake because he was a lord of the Thousand Sons. And in fact, it took Magnus coming out and literally saying, "You are no longer a Thousand Son. I cast you out," to basically stop him from trying to change everybody. What basically happened was, for all intents and purposes, he stopped his corruption because he was so powerful at the time. He was one of the only uncorrupted sorcerers, and he saw what was happening to them, and so he left. And when that happened, Magnus came out of the warp and cast him out. I believe since none of his brothers had found a way out, Aldrin was sort of keeping it to himself because he saw the change in them. And he did not want changed brothers to get out of the warp. So he decided that he would leave. He got cast out for it. He's been wandering for a while. I will say, Taylor, you know that Aldrin does not talk about his past much.
Good, because you would know my character also doesn't.
Okay.
We really only know each other from our time on the ship.
All of you are just unsocial bastards.
But
Yes.
no. He's very friendly. He talks about anything. He's except his past. Exactly.
Yeah, that would be this character. He's very much like that too. We'll talk about where he's from and all that. He just doesn't talk about his past specifically.
You do know that the armor that he wears is highly magical. That it's his armor. He made it. And you do know that he had a bunch of brothers, and he turned against them. That's all he says, basically.
Family feud.
Yeah.
Hardcore style.
Did he also win $20,000?
He did not win $20,000.
In a new car! Sorry.
He's also extremely smart. He knows a lot about everything. I have all the knowledge skills. At +8.
Jesus.
So, yeah. Yeah, and you do see that sometimes my magic works in anti-magic places.
Weird.
Yeah, I like that being a thing. Like, oh yeah, that's weird, but it's very weird. Yeah, but shit happens.
When you find out what
That's
my
weird.
character does, you'll understand why it's like, oh, that's just weird. Not very weird. I'm also weird.
And Doc, if that's you finishing off, that sounds like a good segue into Taylor.
Alright.
Why are you weird?
I'm playing.
Or why is your character weird? We know why.
I am Kane, the 35-year-old blood hunter from Gray Space. Who Doc would know that isn't very open about being a blood hunter. He hides it a lot. When he doesn't have to use it, he does it. Also, because mechanically he's very squishy.
What's a blood hunter?
Have you been watching Critical Role?
Not
No.
then.
No, and we also it's not like they explain what a blood hunter is.
Yeah, I think you need to.
He can apply curses and magical effects to his weapons with his own blood. He basically uses his blood for magic, and there goes Jamie talking while muted. Bad Jamie. Muted.
Think a bit like the old
It's a
Hexblade.
blood mage from Dragon Age, Madman.
Ah?
A blood mage from Dragon Age.
Okay, cool.
Sort of.
I was
Except I don't.
going to say a little bit like the 3.5 Hexblade, but using blood magic.
And oddly, at the same time, like a Witcher from The Witcher because of the mutagens he gets.
Yeah, a little bit like that as well.
It's a weird mix.
Now I remember. Now I remember reading about it.
Yeah.
Okay,
I am a blood hunter from Gray Space.
I can just say that this Creed was a blood hunter.
Yes, he
Was
was.
he?
He was?
But this is Matthew
No. I thought
Mercer's
he was
blood
a
hunter.
cunt.
No, he was a blood hunter that went
He was
to,
both.
I
Yeah,
went
he
to
was
Astral
both
Path and then I
Yeah,
got
yeah.
the other one.
He multi-classed the cunt.
Oh, he multi-class.
Yeah.
Okay, now I
But this,
understand. Sorry, I
if-
got confused there for a
Casey,
second.
if you have a blood hunter, it's not your blood hunter. It's a different thing.
No, I don't.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, this is the one Matthew Mercer made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I actually did a subclass for blood hunters at one point, but using his blood hunter as the
Base.
basis, yeah.
He doesn't really prefer melee combat. He prefers to stay back and just shoot things from long range, which he's very good at.
He's a ranger? He's
uh,
a ranged hunter. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, range blood. He prefers his longbow, but he has a hand crossbow if things get too bad.
Okay.
You also know that he does a little alchemy, but from what you've seen, he doesn't do it in the traditional sense. He usually makes things that only he can use.
Okay.
He's
And
greedy.
Well, no, if he... would your character have taken them and tried them on yourself at any point? Not just out of curiosity.
I will say he would have asked if he could.
Well, I mean, they're not harmful. Basically, whenever someone else takes these small mutagens he can make, they only get the side effects, none of the benefit. So they just...
In that case, why would you give it to him? It's like
'Cause we
poison
fucking
your
did.
friend.
Yeah, it's a joke. Because one of them gives him dark vision, but the side effect is sunlight sensitivity, and that space is hilarious. It's like, it's everywhere.
It's a good thing you're not actually going on Witcher rules.
Yeah.
Drinking gold.
Yeah, it would kill him. That would actually kill him. What else? There's not a whole lot else to tell about him up front. You know, he carries a lot of gear with him. He usually has his backpack with him, which is full of equipment,
Okay.
which is usually he just uses for monsters or getting around. Or it's what he used to do. That's really it.
Okay.
Not a whole lot to tell about him.
All right, and then moving on to our native Fenrisians. Who wants to start with you guys?
I'll go.
Go for it, Jamie. The one that's not a guy answers me. The most manly of the Fenrisian guys, Jamie.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm a barbarian. And I'm big. And I hit things. Okay, who's next?
Great.
I mean, it's perfect. It is perfect.
Not much more to say.
It nearly brought a tear to my eye.
This was very
Got
touching.
So practical reality, because this seems wolf-based, which I'm so about. I'm all about the wolves. I'm all about the wolves. I'm all over this.
You brought out your wolf
Wolf
I
mug.
got my wolf mug.
relics.
I got wolf. I don't take this thing off. It just stays around my neck.
Also,
So-
brought out her wolf mug. That's probably her only mug.
Mm.
Oh, Tay. Hang on.
Oh, God.
Pause.
Uh-oh.
What have I
You
done?
started something now.
I thought you knew me well. Like,
You
I
have never
literally
mentioned
have
the
a
mugs.
mug collection.
Oh, you have never mentioned this. Oh,
I have a lot of coffee mugs.
Because why the fuck not?
Is that a funhouse mug?
You mean a Nazi mug?
We've seen that pug mug before.
I'm pretty sure you guys have seen all. Oh, this is my new one. It's shiny. Pretty sure you guys have seen all my mugs.
I don't think.
I mean, we don't take notes on what kind of cup you use when you drink, alright?
Yeah.
I took note of the pug mug. That one I did take note of.
Okay, I like the pug mug because it's a pun.
I just had to bypass that because that's probably the dumbest thing you've said about me.
I didn't know.
You didn't know.
If you've shown them, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Jamie with her very complicated and in-depth background there. So who wants to be the one to have to follow that?
I mean,
Good luck, guys.
I don't know how to follow that.
That's impossible.
Yeah.
Uh,
Kim,
yeah, I guess I can go.
I'm throwing you under the bus. You're welcome.
That's fine. Styx. Styx is different. Not bad, though. He just had a turn of bad luck. He was a part of a pretty big clan, actually. So shall be unnamed until I actually come up with a name or Casey tells me who they are. Basically belonged to a greater tribe where he was one of the major hunters. He called himself even the hunter of the damned because he believed that any beast or anybody that was damned in the world, he had almost a responsibility of taking down. So you hunt not because of the hunt itself, but you hunt to bring down the creature because it's suffering or something like that. So he hunts anything that isn't normal, and he usually has an extra sense to know when something isn't normal, aka the paladin detect evil. So he uses that every time he kills something. He uses that as an excuse. If it isn't damned, then no reason to bring it down. So
And food.
yeah, small things in life. So you wouldn't know much about him, to be honest. He wouldn't talk much to you. He's very recluse, secluded. He stays mostly for himself. You'll notice that he doesn't have the pack mentality that a lot of the locals do. He mainly sticks to himself. Whenever you face off in combat, he would usually just charge off on his own in the mirror and never really stay with the group. You will always look at him almost as suicidal, because he would never fight alongside you guys. But you would always see that no matter where he goes, he's extremely adept at fighting, like ridiculously so. And I don't know if paladin powers are visible, but he would have used smite a lot. Quite often, actually.
Probably not so much visible on that one.
No, I figured that.
Otherwise, magic user.
Yeah, exactly. So
Kim,
he's a fanatical. What?
You could say he sticks to himself.
That's so bad.
So Jamie's playing the low charisma barbarian. I see how it
I
is.
hurt.
Where's my goddamn noose?
So it's my version of trying to stick with the group. He's basically a bit secluded, a bit on his own without understanding completely. He's extremely charming. Whenever he opens his mouth, he's fairly logical. He doesn't really make a lot of mistakes. In that way, he's like anybody else. Surprisingly so, because he doesn't look it. Usually, he looks like a pure barbarian when I look at him. So you would think that he's dumb as ever, but he would do complicated things out of the blue for this day and age, that is. Yeah, I guess that's just him. He's nothing special. You will notice that he's a dual wielder. He wears heavy
a
armor.
lot of special things there, so I wouldn't say nothing special.
So yeah, I guess that's it. I don't have anything much to say about him yet.
Okay. Seeger, anything?
I'm gonna go through the Xanathar's backstory generator, so it'll have to be after that.
Okay.
Before I get any character out there, man. I'm sorry.
No problem. So just a bit of kind of group storytelling then. Oh yeah, Madman. I guess we can talk to you.
Jesus, Casey.
It's fine. You guys usually forget about me.
Little
I mean,
fucking
it's that red hair.
Fascinating.
It's that red hair, man.
Yeah, I know.
It just makes
All
you
my
invisible.
lives.
You're invisible with that red hair. You know that.
Oh yeah, I never stick out in the crowd.
He's a ghost.
Shit. Okay, I don't actually know what to say. No, but I would
Clan shaman.
yes, I'm playing a shaman, and I think there's some a bit of survival guilt because he survived while a lot of people did not, to actually grew up, who were picked, and there's some seclusion and not fitting in because he thinks, partially because he's like one of two shamans and there's a lot to live up to, but also because a lot of the other guys, they seem to be these strong warriors, and he would like to fit in, but he cannot. And he's very jealous of this wolf bond that a lot of guys in the clan seem to have. And oh yeah,
Sorry, repeat that?
all of you guys know about the resting bitch face, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, he has a resting rage face.
He always looks angry.
He always looks angry, even though when he's not. Yes.
Great.
Yeah, just
So we're all playing a bunch of edgelords. That's what you're saying.
Says the demigod that didn't want to.
says the
Hey,
one
I
person out of the
said,
group.
I said
that-
all of us.
Bricks and glass houses, man.
I play a fairly nice guy compared to you, Doc. I didn't go overboard.
What do you mean? I didn't go overboard either.
No, Mr. Demigod from the stars. I don't.
To be fair, though, Kim, you did have a concept that was a bit overboard, but I had to
I
turn
did.
down your overboard concept because Doc got his to me first.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, that's bullshit. So just was before me.
Stole your thunder.
Yeah.
Literally, he stole your thunder powers.
That was the thing in another game, yes.
Yeah.
Casey, I actually had a few questions about the whole magic thing on Fenris.
Go for it.
Yeah. Well, I do know that it's a necessity, but how there's a lot of stigma around it still, right?
Yes.
Is it hostile or more fearful? Like, because I have a hard time seeing like Fenrisians going around being afraid and being paranoid that way.
It's an interesting thing because when you have a culture that is kind of always at the point of fighting to survive, fear normally manifests itself by attack. So it is a matter of, if you are afraid of it, kill it before it kills you. That is kind of the traditional Fenrisian response. If you are afraid of something, charge it and kill it. So in that aspect, the reaction to the power of chaos, aka magic, it is very often, I'm afraid of it, so get rid of it. Now, the people of Fenris, and I'm saying this as a whole to the group from Fenris to listen to as well, have a very strange relationship with the shamans. Because it is understood that the shamans walk the deadliest, finest of lines. The people of Fenris need the power that the shamans have in order to survive, in order to communicate with their gods, in order to understand what is happening in the world around them. And yet, even though they recognize that they need this power, they do fear it, because this power leads to corruption. That being the case, the shamans are always seen as they're basically looked at as if they are people who have already agreed to die for the tribe. They are heroes in one sense because they are the ones who are chosen to do what has to be done, even though they know that it is going to end up killing them. Most shamans' lives end when they realize they've gotten too close to the corruption, and either they kill themselves or they ask someone else to kill them before they cross the line. Shamans do not live happy retirements. Either they kill
This will be the
themselves-
first.
either they get too corrupted and they kill themselves, or they get too corrupted and they go off into the wastes and let some beast kill them, or they wait too long, lose control, and their own tribe kill them. So they are a group set apart from the tribe. It's also worth noting that whenever a child is born and it is seen they have this power, this ability, this sorceress talent, either the tribe's shaman is looking for an apprentice, and they are basically taken from their family, given to the shaman as an apprentice, or if the shaman already has an apprentice, they are put to death. I mean, that is basically that's why Madman mentioned the survivor's guilt, because he just happened to be the one that was lucky and happened to be born with the power when the shaman did not have an apprentice. And he probably has already seen a number of other psyker children left for dead in the waste or dropped into the ocean. Because that's simply the way of the world. They are kept apart from the tribe. They don't associate with the tribe in the normal way. If you think about it in the kind of real world terms, they are a ward of the church. They are taken from their family and they are raised strictly within that system. So they are integral to the tribe. They are needed by the tribe, but they are kept at arm's length by the tribe.
A bit. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, just wrapping up with it then, Seeger, Madman, and Jamie, all of your characters have been born and raised and are members of the Icefang tribe. Kim's character was actually rescued from a melting ice block at the coming of the Time of Fire, gravely injured after slaying a beast, and then surviving an attack from another tribe, and managing to kill off a number of his attackers in the process. He would be known by the people as a lone wolf, i.e. he is a hunter who has lost all of his hunting brothers. He is the only member of his pack alive. That accounts for a lot of the what would be seen as suicidal tendencies, the tendency to charge off into battle alone. Most lone wolves experience a extreme form of survivor's guilt, where basically...
Hey, buddy!
Yeah, so actually you've got some shared trauma there. But he basically has stuck with your tribe since being rescued for the last year or so. So you do know him well enough that you certainly trust him. You know each other well enough that, well, the other three of you have literally grown up together. You didn't list your ages specifically, but you are all basically within a few years ago of each other. I'm going to assume, and you all have known each other basically since birth. Now, Taylor and Doc, you two have only known each other for 3 or 4 years. You have been serving under Captain Singwain Ramon, who I believe the Fenrisians should be able to see the Fenrisian NPCs, and the survivors should be able to see the Spelljammer NPCs on the game page. So the Spelljammer crew, you'll see the captain, you'll see Bob, his first mate, who is the GIF opera singer.
Nice.
Yeah, I love that part. He didn't want to be a life of mercenary, so he wanted to pursue his passion.
Hey man, you basically just read word for verbatim what Casey has written for us.
Yeah.
Oh no, I linked the image that I wrote for you earlier into the chat, so he's seen it in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I didn't just come up
he
with that on my own.
Come up with it out of his own head. Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been amazing. I agree. But
Yeah, it would have.
no,
Yeah. But
Sadly,
he
no.
gave up on the life of the GIF mercenary to set out across the stars. He became a bard and embraced his love of opera. So you do have a 9-foot-tall opera-singing hippo on the ship.
You like your large creatures, Casey.
They make very good spelljammers. You have a
Well,
lot of them.
I'm not just talking GIF, but there's another set of large creatures.
Yep, but then there's also
You
that's what I'm saying though is spelljammers tend to have a few big ones because they are workhorses on these ships.
I guess that's fair.
You know, that is a fairly common thing in space, is that if you have a limited number of... If you think about sailing ships, always used to have a couple of really big guys for all the heavy lifting.
Nah.
It's the same concept.
Or maybe they're really big because of all the heavy lifting.
Well, maybe. But in this world, because you have races that tend towards it, they very easily fall into those spots. So yeah, you've got Itty Bitty and Dumbo, the triplet ogres. I've also statted out Norman Newby, who is a young one on the ship, and also the 5 bird brains, which are a collective of gnomes, each which have a bird name as their nickname. Obviously, those are not their birth names, but it is what they go by. Also, for the Fenrisians, I have currently detailed out your Jarl, who is your chief, Regnar the Longfanged.
Who is a badass, by the way.
Oh yes, most certainly a badass. And I have also statted out Ergen Thunderflesh, who is the shaman, which, Madman, you have trained under for your entire life.
Yep. Is he a good dude?
Good is subjective.
No, okay. That's a no.
Good is subjective. Oh well, yeah.
He is very good for the tribe. Some people say that he has a heart of ice. He's not a very caring person, but he is very well versed in the lore of the world, the knowledge of the gods. He has taught you to be very wary of the power of chaos, but at the same time, he has also taught you to use that power and to take it for your own advantage.
Is there a thing that a shaman could, like, just say, okay, you're not cut out for this, and kill his apprentice?
Oh yeah, certainly.
Okay.
If he at any point
Let's
believed
not
that
piss
you were,
this guy off, guys.
If he at any point thought that you were weak-willed and prone to fall to the temptations of chaos, he would simply kill you and start over. That's, you know, just the way of things.
Depressing, but sure.
Yeah. So, now that we've got everyone kind of introduced, what I want to do is, I said before that gear would be slightly different in this game,
Uh,
in that I am going to limit some certain items. And this is not a matter of favoritism in any way, but gear for Fenrisians is a lot more limited than for those on the ship. Just because it's a matter of availability. So, the first thing I want to look at is weapons.
Please,
So-
all of them.
Huh?
Please,
Sorry?
I can take them all. That's good. It's all good.
No, you
All
can't
mine.
take them all. No.
I want them all.
So, let
Never
me...
lucky, baby rage.
the only thing I have that might be an issue is my little hand crossbow.
Oh, I just saw a mouse. Oh no.
What?
That face. That
You live in
face.
Australia. How
Jamie.
could that be?
Jamie, go
Don't
pet
worry,
it. Go
one of
pet
the
the mouse.
spiders deleted.
That is true.
Spiders, snakes can deal with all that. Cockroaches and mice.
Go pet
Get
the
back.
mouse.
You're so weird.
You're weird. I like mice. Mice are cute.
Okay,
Yeah, mice
sorry,
are cute.
go ahead.
Yeah,
Mice are really cute. I actually want
rats
some-
are different, but mice are...
Yeah, no. A big fucking rat? No, thank you. A little cute mouse? Yes. 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 I've had to catch 3 or 4 that the pet animals have gotten after, and I love
Let's
them.
get back to this creation.
I'm going to catch all the field mice in this fucking game, and you can't stop me.
Watch me.
So equipment.
Yep.
Oh no.
Okay, you guys have actually gotten quite lucky on this. Between the Fenrisians, you have a total of 5 available bone weapons. Now, this is between the 4 of you to decide amongst yourself who gets what. But you can have either 5 bone weapons, or each Kraken bone weapon that you want counts as 2 of those. Now, this
There's
is not...
three of
I want
us?
so I can have 2 Kraken bone weapons, is what you're saying now.
There are 4 Fenrisians in total. You have 5
Yeah.
bone weapons.
And I
or-
can have 2 Kraken bone weapons.
Well, if you can convince the other 3 that they don't want any bone weapons, then sure.
I saw that's one, Casey. That sounds good.
So it is between the 4 of you, as tribes people, to determine of those weapons that are available, who is having what kind of weapons. Now, that's not to say those are the only weapons available. There will be some other things coming down the line, but from the bone weapons, that is what is available.
To be perfectly honest, I